Alright, so every year it's the same story, isn't it? Apple versus Samsung. These two giants pretty much own the high-end smartphone space. When they drop their flagship phones, everyone pays attention. The iPhone 16 Pro Max and the Samsung S25 Ultra are those phones for 2025. They are not just updates. They often dictate where the whole mobile industry is heading next. You have got the die-hard Apple fans and the dedicated Samsung followers. Both camps expect the absolute best, the most cutting-edge tech. This comparison? It's all about diving deep into what these two powerhouses are bringing to the table this year. We want to see what truly sets them apart. Let's talk about the iPhone 16 Pro Max first. Apple's game plan is usually clear. They focus on a seamless ecosystem, making things easy to use. Performance is always top-notch, and they make a big deal about privacy, which is fair enough. When you pick up a Pro Max iPhone, you are expecting a massive, beautiful screen. You want their best camera system, and of course you need battery life that actually lasts all day. The iPhone line has a massive legacy. It changed how we think about phones. The 16 Pro Max aims to be that super polished, refined experience that Apple is known for, with all the bells and whistles. Then you have got the Samsung S25 Ultra. Samsung's approach is a bit different. They love to innovate, sometimes throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks. Their phones are packed with features. Customization is a big plus for Android users, and Samsung leans into that heavily. They are constantly pushing the hardware, especially with their cameras and those vibrant displays. With an Ultra, you are looking for that S Pen, which is still unique. You want those incredibly versatile cameras that can zoom into next week, and naturally, it needs to be a performance beast. Samsung isn't afraid to experiment, always trying to lead the pack in Android innovation. So, here we are, setting the stage for a proper showdown. Both the iPhone 16 Pro Max and the Samsung S25 Ultra are undeniably premium devices. They command top prices, and for good reason. But the small differences, the nuances, those are what can make or break your decision. We are going to scrutinize everything: how fast they are, what the software feels like, how good the photos and videos look. We will check out the displays, see how long the batteries last, look at the design, and talk about any unique tricks they have up their sleeves. The goal is simple: to help you figure out which of these 2025 flagships is the right fit for you. Performance is key, right? The iPhone 16 Pro Max is running Apple's brand new A18 Pro chip. It's a 3-nanometer piece of silicon, which means it's built for serious power and better efficiency. Apple's secret sauce has always been how tightly they integrate their hardware and software. With iOS 18 on board, expect things to be incredibly smooth. They're also pushing Apple Intelligence this year, with Siri getting some much-needed smarts. In the real world, this translates to apps launching instantly, multitasking without a hiccup, and high-end games running beautifully. It ships with 8 GB of RAM, and honestly, iOS is so good at managing memory that's plenty. Over in the Samsung corner, the S25 Ultra is packing the Snapdragon 8 Elite for Galaxy. This is Qualcomm's custom-tuned 3-nanometer chip, specifically for Samsung's top-tier phones. So, you can expect a significant performance jump here too. It's running One UI 7, which is Samsung's flavor of Android 15. And yes, Samsung is also all in on AI, with Galaxy AI features sprinkled throughout the system. The S25 Ultra comes with a hefty 12 GB of RAM. Android tends to use more RAM than iOS, so that extra capacity helps keep things fluid, especially when you are juggling many apps or using Samsung's more advanced features. It promises a super responsive experience. Now, the software experience itself is a huge differentiator. iOS 18 continues Apple's focus on its ecosystem. Things like continuity, where your iPhone, iPad, and Mac all work together seamlessly, are a big draw. The App Store is well curated, and Apple makes strong privacy claims. Some call it a walled garden, but for many, that simplicity and consistency are major selling points. Apple Intelligence aims to make the phone more proactive and helpful. Software updates are also very reliable and timely, which is a big plus for long-term ownership. If you are new to Apple, there might be a slight learning curve, but it's generally quite intuitive. Then there's One UI 7 on the S25 Ultra. The beauty of Android and Samsung's take on it is flexibility. You can customize almost anything. Features like DeX, which turns your phone into a desktop-like experience, are genuinely useful for productivity. And of course, the S Pen integration is a massive part of the Ultra's identity, offering precision input and neat software tricks. Android 15 brings its own set of improvements under the hood. Galaxy AI is Samsung's answer to Apple Intelligence, aiming to provide smart assistance across various apps. Ultimately, your choice of operating system will shape your daily interaction with the phone just as much as the raw horsepower. Let's talk cameras because these phones are photography beasts. The iPhone 16 Pro Max sports a triple camera system. You get a 48-megapixel main sensor, a new 48-megapixel ultra-wide, and a 12-megapixel telephoto lens that offers 5 times optical zoom. Apple's image processing typically leans towards more natural, warmer tones, which many people prefer. Features like photographic styles let you customize the look, while ProRAW and ProRes video give professionals serious control. A cool new addition is the dedicated camera control button, making it feel more like a traditional camera. Apple continues to excel in video recording. The quality and stability are usually class-leading. The Samsung S25 Ultra, true to form, goes big on camera hardware. It features a quad-camera setup on the back. There's a monstrous 200-megapixel main sensor, a 50-megapixel ultra-wide, a 50-megapixel periscope telephoto with 5 times optical zoom, and another 10-megapixel telephoto lens for 3 times optical zoom. Samsung's images often have more saturated colors, particularly noticeable in blue skies, which can be very pleasing to the eye. It boasts features like the ProVisual Engine, Galaxy Log for video, an audio eraser tool, and Expert RAW mode. Night mode on the S25 Ultra tends to be brighter and sharper, which is a definite advantage in low light. Moving on to the displays because that's what you will be staring at all day. The iPhone 16 Pro Max features a stunning 6.9-inch Super Retina XDR OLED panel. It's got promotion technology, meaning an adaptive refresh rate from 1 Hz up to 120 Hz for buttery smooth scrolling. The dynamic island is still here, housing the front camera and Face ID sensors. Peak brightness hits around 2088 nits, which is very bright, and it's protected by ceramic shield glass. Apple's color calibration is usually spot on, making for accurate and pleasant viewing for photos, videos, and gaming. The overall visual experience is top tier. The Samsung S25 Ultra also rocks a 6.9-inch display, but it's a dynamic AMOLED 2X screen with a QHD+ resolution. Like the iPhone, it has a 1 to 120 Hz adaptive refresh rate. A key advantage here is the anti-reflective coating, which really helps with outdoor visibility. And speaking of brightness, the S25 Ultra can reach an incredible 2600 nits peak brightness. Samsung also includes ProScaler functionality to reduce visual artifacts. The screen is protected by Gorilla Glass Victus 2. Samsung displays are known for their punchy, vibrant colors, and this one is no exception. That extra brightness and the anti-reflective layer give it an edge in challenging lighting conditions. Battery life is crucial. Nobody wants a phone that dies by mid-afternoon. The iPhone 16 Pro Max packs a 4,685 mAh battery. It supports 25-watt wired charging and, importantly, 25-watt Qi 2 MagSafe wireless charging. Apple estimates around 8 hours and 30 minutes of general usage, and it typically performs very well in web browsing and video playback tests. Even if the battery capacity number seems a bit lower than some competitors, Apple's hardware and software optimization really stretches out that battery life. The MagSafe ecosystem for accessories and charging is also a really convenient aspect of owning an iPhone. The Samsung S25 Ultra comes with a slightly larger 5,000 mAh battery. For charging, it supports faster 45-watt wired charging, which is a noticeable step up if you need a quick top-up. Wireless charging is present at 15 watts. Samsung estimates about 8 hours of general usage, but it particularly excels in 3-dimensional gaming battery tests, which is good news for mobile gamers. That faster wired charging can be a real lifesaver when you are short on time. It is a continuous trade-off between the convenience of MagSafe on the iPhone and the raw speed of wired charging on the Samsung. Let's look at design and the other bits and bobs. The iPhone 16 Pro Max continues with a titanium build, featuring a flat design language. It has that new camera control button and the customizable action button, plus the dynamic island. It's rated IP68 for water and dust resistance and uses ceramic shield for screen protection. Storage options will likely range from 128 GB up to 1 TB. For biometrics, it's still all about Face ID. Audio quality is excellent, with a wide soundstage and haptic feedback is top-notch. The broader iOS ecosystem and Apple's commitment to regular long-term software updates are significant advantages. The Samsung S25 Ultra also uses a titanium body, but with more rounded corners for a different feel in the hand. Its standout feature is of course the integrated S Pen stylus. It's also IP68 rated and uses Gorilla Glass Victus 2. Dimensions are fairly similar, though the feel is distinct. Storage starts at 256 GB and goes up to 1 TB. Biometrics include an ultrasonic fingerprint scanner under the display and picture-based face unlock. Audio is great too, with the Galaxy often getting a bit louder at maximum volume. The S Pen is a genuine productivity tool that no other phone really matches. As for pricing, the S25 Ultra starts around $1,300 or £1,249, whilst the iPhone 16 Pro Max begins at $1,200, probably around £1,199 in the UK. So which one should you buy? If you are already in the Apple ecosystem, value simplicity, top-tier video, and the cohesive experience of iOS with Apple Intelligence, the iPhone 16 Pro Max is a fantastic, albeit expensive choice. However, if you crave ultimate customization, the versatility of the S Pen, Samsung's incredibly bright display, and that powerful zoom camera system, the Samsung S25 Ultra is an equally compelling flagship that pushes Android innovation. Both are at the pinnacle of mobile tech in 2025. It really comes down to which set of features and which ecosystem best suits your needs.